Alejandro. Why the necessity of having a because I don't think your work has gone very non-sequentially in a lot of your productions. But Birdman, of course, was very sequential. But why did you make the decision that this had to be a sequential kind of a shoot?
Vance, funny enough, every film that I have done since Amores Perros, I always has shoot my films chronologically, all of them. That's the way I shoot, and that's the only way I understand the story and the characters, and that's the way I leave the story room to be growing and for me to understanding it and to be making changes according to what the story suddenly is driving me to do. And I think as a filmmaker you have to sometimes you are God and sometimes you are a creature of the thing. You know what I mean? You in a way you have to be humble sometimes to hear what's going on and what transformation the story is requiring, and you have to be serving that. And sometimes the film takes a power in itself that you have to be observing. And when you, at least for me as a director and producer, I have learned that when I leave room for that to happen correctly, there's great advantages in narrative, in actors' approach. All of us, the crew, everybody's growing as we are doing. For example, Babel took us 11 months, almost a year around the world. And even when it was, or 21 grams, even when the films were completely structurally built in a very complex way, every story I did it chronologically, even when it cost a little bit more. And I always said I was not investing or spending money in visual effects, or in emotional effects. And I think the emotion of the actors are bring better when they understand the chronological and emotional factors that are adding to the story. So this is not the first time that I have done that. So, and in this case particular, I have to say that the story, the Revenant, start in the late autumn and end in the deep winter. So there was no even if I will have to decide differently this time, I could have not done it because I couldn't have shot, let's say, a scene of the ending of the film that requires a lot of snow because it was happening at the end of the winter in the autumn. So in a way, even for example, when Leo was getting into the Wolf of Wall Street, I remember Leo was saying, let's try to start moving that for us to start when we were negotiating like 3-4 years before to move it to December. And I explained to him why we couldn't start later than the autumn, the real autumn, because there was no sense, there was no possible, even physical way to do it. So that was the reason I shoot it that way. And obviously that decision, plus the fact that we will be 93% of the film happens in exterior locations. We will be basically in the out there, in tough conditions. We knew that we will be at the mercy of the weather, and we tried to really make a production plan with everything that we thought we will require. But we knew in advance that no matter how well we will plan, those things will be changed in a 7-8 months adventure, and it did. It changed. So we were exposed to extremely difficult circumstances and obstacles that we all really fight with all our passion to really try to submerge. But obviously those kind of things bring cost up, inevitable.